Pleasant good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin with some sad news coming out of Trinidad. Gunmen opened fire near a gas station at Kings Wharf, San Fernando on Saturday night, killing 2 men and injuring another in what police believe to be a drug-related hit. Fishermen Kerry Perrott, 30 of Kings Wharf, and Joshua Cordington, 27 of San Fernando, died after being shot multiple times while standing near Mirage Tire Shop at the wharf around 8:45 p.m. A third man, Simon De Vignes, 26, a salesman of Herbert Rance Street, who was standing close by, was struck by a bullet in the abdomen during the gunfire. Des Vignes was rushed to the San Fernando General Hospital where he received medical treatment. However, Perrott and Cordington died within minutes of the shooting. Investigators believe the hit was linked to the murder of Ricky Worrell, who was shot on Friday night at Kings Wharf. We turn our attention to news from Panama. A Panamanian judge summoned former President Ricardo Martinelli to stand trial for a money laundering charge, investigators said on Friday. Martinelli, who was in office from 2009 to 2014, is accused of laundering public funds through the purchase of a news outlet during his term. Nearly 20 others are charged in connection with the new business case, as it is known. In a statement early on Friday, Panama's judiciary said arguments presented in a preliminary case in November showed that the funds used in the purchase were of illegal origin. This is the second trial against Martinelli announced this year, and he is expected to testify in both in 2023. Martinelli and his son, Luis and Ricardo, are also charged in Panama for their alleged involvement in laundering millions of dollars in bribes from Brazilian construction company Odebrecht. Martinelli, who maintains his innocence, claims he is being politically targeted and has declared his intention to run as a candidate in 2024 presidential elections. Finally, we tell you that in Peru, 2 teens were killed and 4 injured on Sunday during protests demanding the country hold general elections following the ouster of former President Pedro Castillo, police and local authorities said. President Dina Boluarte was sworn in last week after Castillo was sacked by Congress and arrested for attempting to dissolve the legislature in an effort to prevent an impeachment vote against him. Demonstrators, many of them Castillo supporters, have for days demanded that Peru hold elections rather than allow Boluarte to stay in power until Castillo's term ends in 2026. According to the head of Peru's Ombudsman Office, Elena Rovallo, a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old died during clashes with police in the city of Andajales, possibly as a result of gunshot wounds. The Peruvian Corporation of Airports and Commercial Aviation, which manages the country's airports, reported the closure of the Andajales airport following attacks and acts of vandalism since last Saturday. The Ombudsman Office on Saturday said 2 police officers were held for hours by protesters, but were later released. Clashes on Saturday left 16 civilians and 4 policemen injured. And that is your regional news for tonight. I am RENATA Burnett. Back to you, Alethea.